Brandon here from B2R Investing and Financial Talk. Nailing financial freedom one build at a time. Concept I want to talk today is you have to work to learn before you work to earn. What I've watched over these last 5 years as I've began investing and then also speaking at different investment events is the people that sit on the sidelines and I don't know if they're afraid or on the other side, so worried they want to hit a home run the very first purchase. Well, let me tell you, that is few and far between, almost impossible. You have to get in the game. The first one that I did actually was a fourplex. And now I'm on my 7th and 8th build. And what I know today, I'm making more money because I got into the game. My very first build, yes, I would say it was, in the baseball analogy, a single or a double. What I know now, I'm hitting doubles and triples on a regular basis. But I believe in the principle you have to work to learn before you work to earn. When I'm first getting into these investments, of course they're work, but they are work where I'm learning how to optimize and I'm learning how to find and evaluate properties and know what makes a good deal and what makes a great deal. I wouldn't know what makes a great deal today, the ones that I'm hitting today, the properties that I'm building today, if I hadn't built the first one. That first one, the things that I do today that I didn't do then, I would have made it that much better. But I was willing to get into the game to learn getting that solid base hit. I'm not saying strike out and just get into them and make a big mistake. But buying one that it's not this big home run, but I'm willing to get in the game. Most people are scared to get into the game. I was willing to get into the game and learn as I go. And from that one, I learned a little more the second one. Second one, I shared that, the triplex. I learned some more even from the triplex, but I made adjustments from the fourplex. From the triplex, I went with 3 bedrooms and I gave it more curb appeal. The lesson I learned back then was I over-leveraged just a little bit. That's why I preach the 70%. And I want to explain the 70%. Somebody asked me the other day, why is it 70%? 70% loan to the value of the property. There is a specific reason. What I figure is 10% is the cost of selling the property. I know it's big round figures, but it's around 10%. If I were to have to sell for some reason, usually it's in a distressed situation, I figure another 10% to get it to sell quickly. But if I'm needing to sell, I'm also needing money. And that's where the 70% comes in. I leave 10% for possibly having to sell in a distress situation, the cost of selling, so there's the 20%, but then the 10% would be cash in my pocket to get me back into a better situation. There's the reason why I always preach start out at 70% loan to value. I have learned these things over every build, and why I'm doing these videos is for you to learn and not have to learn the hard way. Take some of the lessons I've learned over the years and what I saw as an experienced commercial lender. I watched people lose property being with low or no equity in the project, very highly leveraged. I saw those don't hit the headlines, but I've saw those people that have lost the property. That's why I preach 70% loan to value. There is a reason for the 70%. But it's getting into the game, working to learn through those first few projects so that the later projects, because of your experience and because of my experience, now all these investments get better and better, and I'm dialing it in that much more, and my cash on cash return, my cash per door on every month, it's getting better. But it would not have happened unless I got in the game. And of course, everybody has a reason why it's not a good time. I got in the game in 2020 when it was almost the worst anyone has seen in all the generations living today. Believe me, I was scared, but I learned a lot through it. I jumped into the game, and man, now I look back, I wished I would have had several more in 2020 where I started construction. And one final thing. We all learn the best from firsthand learning. Yes, we can, as human beings, we can learn from secondhand learning from people, but where we learn the deepest is from firsthand learning from our own experiences. So as you buy that first property, there's only so much you can learn from videos, from reading, from hearing from others. There is a deeper and more lasting learning by owning your own and having your own experiences. And that comes with getting in the game, buying your first one, and learning firsthand what to do so that you can get to even better investments, number 2, and going forward. So remember, work to learn before you work to earn. Till next time.